way that these DAW projects work, a lot of times someone who's kind of starting out with a DAW, if they're sending a project, they will just send only the project itself, which is this thing. There's a blank one, but even if you have a huge project, it's normally just going to be relatively small, because the project itself, the project file right here, is basically just a map. Like the audio files are going to be in this folder, and the MIDI itself, any MIDI that you have, is going to actually be saved inside of the Cubase project itself. But the audio and everything is in this separate folder. So if you go to send somebody your Cubase project file and you only send them the project file, that just gives them a map. They're not going to have what they need. So we can almost look at it like the project file itself is like the mixing board in the recording studio, and it doesn't do shit if you don't put anything through it. It's just sitting there. It's a paperweight, basically. Same thing with the project file. This audio folder here, that's kind of like the tape machine. That's where all the music is stored. And that needs to feed into this mixing board, basically. So you have the audio files feeding into the project file, which is kind of like the mixing board in the recording studio. The plugins you have, that's like the outboard gear and stuff. So like a lot of times, relatively new people to the production game, they'll send a project file and it'll be just the project file. So that's basically like sending somebody the mixing board from your recording studio. It's like, cool, I can see how you have everything arranged on the mixing board. Looks cool, but I can't hear shit because you didn't send me the fucking tape. So you need to make sure you bundle all that stuff together. And then still, if you're running the audio through a bunch of plugins like outboard gear, if that other studio or, your collaborator that you're sending everything to, if they don't have that same outboard gear, it's not going to sound right because that stuff's missing. So that's just something to keep in mind. It's like the basic structure of a DAW project. The audio is going to be separate. Logic has a different thing, but we're not talking about Logic here. They do stuff a little bit differently. So basically, any other DAW, you need to have this entire folder packaged together if you want to send it to somebody else. I put the intro at the end to make it easier to skip. You're welcome. Subscribe if you'd like more stuff like this. This video series is brought to you by my friends on Patreon. If you want to learn more stuff about Cubase, but you're tired of trying to piece together information from random videos with no context to connect them, you may want to check out this playlist that walks you through an entire project from start to finish. This one here. That's right, you got to click on it though.